So good morning.
Namaskar, all of you. The very active Kendra, Mumbai Kendra. Hmm? So, okay, I'm on.
Uh, in last 2 to 3 years,
Uh-huh.
we have a group where we are connected with each other. Many
Mm-hmm.
people also worked in the COVID period, giving ration of PPE kits and
Yes.
sanitizers and gloves to the hospitals. But
Yes,
we
sir.
did not meet in person because of the COVID pandemic restrictions.
Mm.
Otherwise, you are aware that we conduct monthly satsangs at somebody's house
Mm-hmm.
where we meet and we talk about our next programs or projects.
Mm-hmm.
So many newcomers, many young people have joined us in WhatsApp group, and we felt that we call them here together, have a good brainstorming session about long-term projects which we can plan, whether it is tree plantation, water conservation, interfaith harmony, or education. So we thought of gathering, and we are pleading you to guide us so we can take it ahead from here.
Look, I can only give you blessings and compliment you on the work that you already done. I think in all the works of service and seva, Mumbai Kendra has done a lot. So I cannot help saying thank you. Not for me because it is Babaji's work, not my work. I am only an agent. So therefore, that thankfulness is there. However, I would say that we should continue to, I don't know how to plan these projects and all these things, I really don't know. So, anything that is good for somebody and if you want to do it, you should go ahead and do it. My blessings are always there. One. Two, while you do all this, don't forget that there is a spiritual content in the satsang and don't let that get away from you, which means your meditation, your kriya, all this should go on. Those who haven't taken will also get it, that's nothing to worry. But the reason why we do seva, because we consider that all living beings, also human beings, because human beings can recognize this, animals cannot, they are not aware of this. All human beings have a spark of the divine in their hearts. Therefore, some temples cannot, generally temples cannot move, they are stuck in one place and there is a deity there. Yeah, we go and worship that, fine. But here are speaking, thinking, moving temples of the divine, because an amsha of the Paramatman resides as the Antaryami in every human heart. So, whatever work you do, keep focused on that, and when you do work, think that you are doing seva to the deity who is sitting inside. There's a poor man coming to you and asking for food. Don't think he's a poor man asking for food. This is Daridra Narayan come to allow you to serve the person. Keep that attitude in your mind, then you will never feel I've done. So if this much is done, then the practical things, you are the experts. I have no idea. We have bankers, we have non-bankers. We have various people there who can work on that, and so other things you can formulate and carry on, and I am very much behind you. So this is what I wanted to tell you. Now the other thing is, while the Zooms are all right, COVID has taught us how to connect with internet, because before that I was hardly on internet. So, but I would still say that at some point an actual face to face contact is necessary. That is a real satsang. Anyway, so anything else?
Anybody wants to ask any question?
Yeah, please. You are most welcome.
Om Rim Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Narayan, tell me. Mm.
Yes, it's a blessing to get to meet you. I really wish to meet you and get the initiative Kriya yoga.
That can be done, don't worry. What's your name?
My name is Aditya Ulman.
Aditya?
Ulman.
Okay.
Ulman. Yes, I also wanted to do something to fulfill that would be a drop in the ocean to fulfill your mission of Sri Guru Baba.
It is Babaji's mission. I told you at the beginning. I'm a cog in this. For some years I will be around. So within this period we can do something. Huh? So what are you? Okay. So you can discuss with our group in Mumbai and do whatever you are interested in as far as social work is concerned. As far as your meditation is concerned, when we meet, we can sort it out. That won't work long distance much, even though nowadays everybody is meditating on internet. But there's a last resort.
Also, before getting Kriya, what practices should I?
Before getting Kriya, oh, you've decided you will get Kriya. Okay, good. Before getting Kriya, there are a few rules and regulations that you have to follow. They are very simple, but we cannot in this Kali Yuga follow 100% all the rules, but we should try to follow as much as we can. One is, as far as possible, stick to the truth. Are you a lawyer? No, then you can do that, no problem. So, as far as possible, stick to the truth. Okay. Second, um, try not to cause injury to other living beings and include human beings also in that. And third, decide that when you take Kriya, you will practice it every day. I know many good friends are here who have taken Kriya many years ago and for never practiced for many years. So, what can I do? So, you resolve in your mind that if you take Kriya, you will practice every day at least once. And consider the Guru to be Sri Guru Babaji. That's it. These are you married? No. Okay. So that makes it easier. Okay. Fine. I'm I'm married myself. I'm not against that. I'm just saying. I'm reminded of. I'm not comparing myself with Sri Ramakrishna, but I'm thinking one young man came to Sri Ramakrishna, Paramahamsa, Swami Vivekananda. Everybody knows, I think, Sri Ramakrishna. So, in the early days, Ramakrishna's nephew Hridaya was with him at that time. None of these boys had come yet. This guy came and he sat down, and Thakur Ramakrishna Paramahamsa asked him, "So, are you married?" He said, "I'm very interested in spirit, please initiate me," and so on. So Sri Ramakrishna asked him, "Are you married?" He said, "Yes." Then he told Hridaya in a small undertone, "Oh my God, he's married." Then, I'm not saying, I'm telling you a story. Then he said, "Do you also have children?" He said, "Yes, Thakur, I have children." Then he told Hridaya, "Oh my God, he also has children." Anyway, he said, "I will give you a mantra tomorrow." So now I don't have to say that, "Oh my God," so you're all right. So fine. Please understand, I am a married man. I am not discouraging you from getting married. Okay? As keep that in mind. But also keep in mind that when you are not married in the brahmacharya period, it's easier to practice. And then when you go into the grahastha period, you can survive. Because Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to say that before opening the jackfruit, I apply oil in my hand already. So now we will apply oil, then we'll open the jackfruit. We'll find somebody, don't worry. Hmm? Okay.
Pranam Gurudev. Pranam. So I had few questions, one of which you already answered, that what is the relationship between spiritualism and social activities that we do. तो वो तो आपने already बता दिया है. What should be, I mean, priority wise, which is more important, spiritualism or social activities? Which one is more important? And thirdly, I believe myself as a shark from shaktha.
As a what?
Shark. Shakti follower.
Shaktha. Okay, okay.
And this is my personal belief. I wanted to get initiated into Sri Vidya.
Oh.
So, will I be able to get that? That was my personal question.
बैठिए बैठिए बैठिए. I know one Shankaracharya who says after the question is over, holy hai bura mat mani, like that. So the question is, first question I'll take your question, whether social work is important or spiritual training is important. Now let me tell you, for most people, although they think that they are qualified for spiritual practice, the mind is not yet ready for spiritual practice. The mind is made ready for spiritual practice by serving humanity. This is why when Swami Vivekananda started the Ramakrishna Mission, he was very clear. He said, you guys cannot all sit and meditate all the time and reach the highest in a shortcut. There is no such shortcut. So what do we do in the interim period? You serve people who are less privileged than you are. So through serving people, the mind becomes sattvic in its essence. So when the mind becomes sattvic, because we have basically three gunas, they're called sattva, rajas and tamoguna. I start from this side. Tamoguna is like inertia and always thinking badly about others. There are some people who can't sleep without causing harm to at least one person during the day. There are such characters. This is because of the predominant, not their fault, predominance of tamoguna. So the tamoguna can be reduced through activity. Tamoguna is inertia, laziness, sleeping all the time. That activity belongs to rajoguna. If that activity is turned towards others than only serving oneself, then it turns slowly the mind into sattva. When the mind is turning into sattva guna, mostly, predominantly, then it is easier to go into spiritual practice. That is the reason why people have prescribed selfless service, especially in the Ramakrishna Mission, to purify the mind so that one goes towards the spiritual. So there is no dichotomy between the two. Suppose you don't want to do any social work, you say I am not inclined towards that, but I am more spiritually inclined. It's all right as long as you don't indulge in causing harm to others. Now, if by helping others and not causing harm to others, you add a few points to your sattva. So it will be easier for you to move on the spiritual path. Unless you full time want to meditate in a cave or somewhere, and that you can't do that at the moment. So let's leave that out. And the second question, now please understand this. Today you can get Sri Vidya initiation on internet for 5,000 bucks. Is that of any use? what is Sri Vidya? I mean, it's a big question. I don't know how long we have. Anyway, so um, it's a big question. First, we should understand what is this Sri Vidya. Can we do that when we meet? Because it's not, it's a large question, it's a big thing. What is Sri Vidya? What is Sri Yantra? What does it actually mean by getting initiated into Sri Vidya? It's not such a simple affair like you get initiated and no. It has responsibilities once you take Sri Vidya. And I would say that it is always not necessary for someone to take Sri Vidya to progress spiritually. Progressing spiritually itself is Sri Vidya. Apart from, I am not saying there is no Sri Vidya, yes there is, but now you said you are a shaktha. This automatically means that you tend to look at the divinity as the divine feminine form. This is what shaktha means, right? And that divinity is called Sri Vidya. Sri here does not mean Sri as in man, but the half of Srimati. Okay, and this Sri is none other than the ultimate Stri, the supreme being. So it's like this. I will explain afterwards in detail. Maybe one of our satsang should be on Sri Vidya, then you will get to know. Anyway, if you want to have a glimpse of what Sri Vidya is, there is a beautiful text called the Saundari Lahari, which is purported to be written by Adi Shankara Bhagavad Pad. So, get Sri Saundari Lahari and read. The first sloka itself will make you very happy, because it says, if without the movement of Shakti, Shiva himself is helpless. So you will love it. So read it. I don't believe Shiva is helpless, but this is how it begins. Shiva Shaktya Yukto Vayati. So, so that's it. Next.
Ram Guru.
Ram Ram.
Ram Ram. I have one question. Can I do Hum-sau Meditation as my practice? Can I do?
You can do Hum-sau. It's the simplest thing possible and it's very effective. It's a wonderful thing. It's actually, if you do Hum-sau, you're already on the Kriya. The first part of Kriya Yoga is Hum-sau. Some people practice it as Soham, that's also all right. But Hum-sau is when you breathe in your mind, visualize that you're chanting Hum. And when you exhale, visualize that you are chanting Sau. Hum, Sau.
Please me so that I can do it consistently.
Do it. You are initiated. Go ahead.
There are few websites where I do some donation. So it's an internet thing. Then you go on the website, then you will again see all those donations and all. So I see, there are many young children. They are facing a lot of diseases.
Yeah.
So I feel very bad for them.
Sure. You should help out, but you can help out independently or you can help through satsang also. We are also involved in this. It depends on you. Whether you help them or not, that is the most important. But make sure that they are not fake websites. I don't know how you will make sure, but nowadays, Kaliyug.
One more question, all these small children are facing these all issues. So I feel very bad.
So we should concentrate on that. I agree with you. Very important. The child is the father of man.
Thank you.
Ram Gurudev. My name is Mandar Kandekar. My question is,
What's your first name?
Mandar,
Mandar. Yes.
Mandar.
Yes.
My question is not a question actually. What I want to do is that in the schools in our country, there is no subject as a social service because I have read about your teachings, I have learned it, but small children, they should be initiated in social service
Right.
and they are not aware of that. So I want
Absolutely.
sort of awareness in schools right from kindergartens that they should be giving, and that will help the children in their future careers and in their personal and social life.
I fully agree with you. What do you do in life?
I'm an IT engineer.
Uh,
I'm
Can,
an IT engineer.
can we spread the can we spread the awareness of this on internet first, and then speak to schools and colleges together, and and convince the academicians that this is a very important. I think it's a very important thing. Um, we can also talk to the education ministries and try to put some sense into this. That how much it will work, I don't know. I can speak, but whether it will go in, penetrate and come out, I can't tell you. But I can try. But what we can do otherwise is to bring about a collective consciousness of this through internet, through talking, through discussions with people, visit schools, talk to them and say let's introduce it. I would say you should also start doing things like we have a Maitri project, get little school children involved in it. It's a very important thing. This is also social work, right? Because with no trees, no rain. Of course, this time we had an excess of rain, but so all these things are important. I agree with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, sir. My name is Aditya Shankar, and so my question is: so according to you, right?
According to me, do you really know? Okay.
Asking you, according to you, the future of India that you want to see, or maybe Babaji that want to see, what is the most pressing need right now that
What
we
is
must
in
the
India,
most
in this country?
that we must focus on to see India go in the direction that you want to nurture it? So maybe this social work or anything that you.
No, no. The first thing I think that we should give most importance to is to make young people aware of the wonderful treasures that are available to us from ancient times. Uh, because people go to schools and there is not much education there on our culture and our heritage. A child that grows up and becomes an adult without a base of heritage and culture is a rootless being, only interested in making money. Only, I'm not saying you should not make money, but the cultural values, human values, two things are most important. Now, since cultural values are important, what is the root language in which this ancient country's culture was written in? Sanskrit. So, the corollary to this, the addenda to this, is that we should try and introduce the learning of Sanskrit, even if it is in a simple way, right from school onwards. Why? Two reasons. One is it's a great language. Don't connect it with religion or denomination. It's a advanced language. The nearest grammar to Sanskrit grammar is German grammar, which is tough. So if you get into grammar, people will get discouraged. So go into Laghu Sanskritam, which means simple Sanskrit. talking, speaking. There is a village near Shimoga called Mattur where everybody speaks Sanskrit, including the vegetable seller. It's very interesting. So, the main reason is first you understand the roots, because we have all understood the roots through English or some other language. Understand the roots, and you will not let the Pandits take you for a ride. Because when they say this is like this, you will say, no, no, it's not like this. This is how it is written, I know it. You get what I mean? So, this is very important. So, these are the 3 points I would say to your question. Also, humanitarian concern. The essence of a great yogi, according to the Gita, Krishna says to Arjuna, one of the attributes, Sarva Bhuta Hite Rata, one who has the welfare of all living beings in his heart. So, let us start with that first point. Second, to know this, you need to know your cultural heritage, what I said just now. So, concentrate on that, and apart from that, try to learn. It's not difficult. All Indian languages, Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, Bengali, take any language, 60 to 50 to 60% are Sanskrit words. It's only the way it's pronounced that changes. If you add a little bit into the gap, you got it. And for simple learning of Sanskrit, I have a practical observation to make. There is something called Sanskrit Bharati. If you go into the website, something called Sanskrit Bharati. Right now it is being headed by somebody called Dinesh Kamath. If you go in and look, you will find ways and means how to learn simple Sanskrit. Conversational Sanskrit. In our People Grow school, we teach conversational Sanskrit, because if you introduce grammar, they will run away. It's difficult. And the children make their own plays and dramas every year. It's very interesting to watch. I think I have kind of given food for thought for your questions.
Pranam Gurudev, my name is Vishwesh Gokhale. Wanted to ask one question. Currently, all our lives are kind of caught up in electronic gadgets, maybe mobile, tabs, and more so from the pandemic. And we see the increase in the early years of the children. Now they are online schools, online classes, and it's become mandatory that they have to use mobiles, gadgets, etc.
Right.
But there seems to be an excessive usage of this.
True.
So, wanted to understand how to strike a balance and where exactly it is important that they should use it, and how to refrain them from using excessive or having an excessive screen time. Thank you.
I wouldn't say excessive. Excessive is happening, of course, but our concentration should be on wrong usage. Because you can spend the whole day with your internet watching pornography. Imagine the influence it will have on teenagers. So, this is one thing where we need to moderate. Now, I am not against internet, because without internet we couldn't have done anything, even this. But all scientific attainments are wonderful, all advancement is good, provided there is a moral background to it. So, we need to go to that, not discourage internet, but make, as you said, proper use of internet and not excessive use of internet. For that, everybody, the young and the old, have to come together and work out some kind of a plan. Internet usage is like anything else. If you eat too much food, you get indigestion, right? You do too much exercise. A young actor in Karnataka recently died due to excessive exercise. So, nothing in excess is good. That is the golden rule. So, if this can be discussed with the kids, don't forcefully introduce it. It won't work. Discuss with them and make them understand, look, you can use internet, but there are good and bad sides to the internet. So, and moderation is essential. Too much of internet, the children should also understand, the young people, that too much of looking at images, audio visuals, in some way limits the capacity of the brain to imagine and to think. Because everything is like, it's like bana banaya chai, you don't have to add anything. So where is the scope for your creativity to grow? It's stunted. So this is the thing, we should make them understand that any excess is not good. We should sit down, discuss and sort out this matter. You are right, we need to do something about it.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, namaskar, thank you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.